What's going on, everyone? Today in this video, I just wanted to talk about a couple habits that I've implemented or I'm working on implementing that have kind of came along with minimalism to reduce stress levels and have a more positive outlook on everything essentially. But quickly, if you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping by here to talk about minimalism, self-improvement, and things of that nature. So if that sounds good to you and you end up liking the video, be sure to like and consider subscribing. Now, let's get right into it. So the first habit on this list is practicing Stoicism. Now, I know you've probably heard this word before and thought, what the fuck does that even mean? I know just hearing that word before annoyed me because I thought only pretentious people said it, which still might be the case, but hear me out. I also wanted to put this first on the list at the risk of you not watching this entire video, just to get at least this part across. A lot of, if not most things in life, we do not have control over, but what we can control is how we handle or react to certain situations. One thing Stoicism preaches is essentially to not let something out of your control ruin your mood or your entire day. I'm sure we can all think of a time where maybe we had an argument early in the day or even the night before, and it carried over to that day and it ended up just ruining your overall mood. Whereas maybe if we just handled the situation differently, it wouldn't have ruined our day or mood for that matter. I plan on making an entire video eventually about Stoicism. This point right here, we don't have control over a lot of situations, but we can control how we handle it. Now, the next habit here is to move in silence. For example, instead of talking about your goals, do them. Maybe we just made a big life decision or a career change that we're going to pursue. Instead of posting them on Instagram or Facebook, sharing that information with everyone, pursue these goals without telling everyone and setting that expectation and putting that pressure on yourself. If we move in silence and keep our intentions and goals to ourselves, we're always exceeding expectations because they're never set by anyone. Because when you really think about it, these goals or whatever you're pursuing should be for you anyways. Now, the next one on this list is to move your ego aside. And by that, I simply mean we should try to get out of this mindset that we are too good for something, or maybe we're too good to be somewhere. Maybe it's a job we're at where we think we're just too good or too talented to be at that job. I think the root of feeling this way is we tend to compare ourselves to other people our age maybe who are doing really well, or we just compare ourselves to really successful people and maybe where they were at our age, instead of focusing solely on ourselves and maybe where our journey is taking us. There's a fine line between striving for better and being miserable because we don't like where we are right now. We might scroll through Instagram and see maybe someone we went to high school with is married with a house and a boat, but the truth is they're probably looking up to someone, comparing themselves, and feel like they aren't successful, just like we might be doing with them. Everyone's path is different. We don't know everyone's life situations. And if we can put our self-importance aside, I think it'll help us be more confident in where we are with our life and wherever we're going. My point is, put your self-importance aside and don't be embarrassed of where you are on your journey. For example, that can apply to me right now posting videos on YouTube that maybe at first weren't getting a lot of views, and I pose the risk of getting a lot of hate comments, but I do it anyways. So stop feeling miserable because of where you are and enjoy the process. Now, the next one on this list is to step out of your comfort zone. And it's pretty simple. Think about a time maybe you were afraid to get on a roller coaster or afraid to get on a flight to go somewhere. 9 times out of 10, I'm sure you're glad you did. I know that if I stop and think about it, some of the best times of my life were when I stepped outside of my comfort zone. Leaving your comfort zone could be something as simple as going to take a walk when you don't feel like it, or maybe going to the gym when you're feeling really lazy. The less that we do, the more our comfort zone shrinks and the more it becomes more difficult to step out of. So instead of taking the easy, comfortable way out of things, try doing something difficult and uncomfortable. Now, the final thing on this list is called the 2-day rule. And it kind of goes hand in hand with stepping outside of your comfort zone. The premise of the 2-day rule is to never skip a good habit for more than 2 days in a row, or never skip something you're trying to accomplish more than 2 days in a row. The idea here is that this is a good realistic way to make new habits stick. Good habits are obviously built over time, and the hardest part of adopting a new habit is the beginning. So with the 2-day rule, it reduces the amount of times you have to restart because, like I just said, the hardest part is the beginning. Whether it's going to the gym, forcing yourself to sit down and work, reading a book, don't skip it for more than 2 days in a row. That can apply to anything. Anyways, those are just a few things I'm applying into my life to just be less stressed and be happier in general. That kind of came along with minimalism. But anyways, I really hope you got some value out of this. If you did, consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate it, and I will see you next time.